Hey everybody, Mark from Northeast Bass Fishing. How's it going? I went out fishing yesterday, caught a lot of smallies, a couple little trout, but went to a new lake, tried it out, and fish were on beds everywhere. So it was pretty easy sight fishing, and I put together a compilation of about 6 minutes or so of some of the nice fish I caught, some of the cool things I saw in the lake. So this will be the intro. Then I'll run the clips, and I'll be back and show you guys what I did. Mark out. Good morning, everybody. Mark from Northeast Bass Fishing, and I'm trying a new lake today and started throwing a spinnerbait around and got this little guy. So a little smallie to start, little male. So I just started throwing a spinnerbait around. It's a little breezy. It's a new lake I've never been to, so I'm going to kind of get the lay of the land. I'll keep you posted later. Hey everybody, Mark from Northeast Bass Fishing. Just got another one. It was a little better. I think he was on a bed. I just kind of threw my net up by rocks. It didn't really look like a bed, but I guess it was. But I just had a nice one before, a bigger one than this, that got off right by the boat. So looks like they're going to be spawning today. So I'll probably find some sight fish. I'm going to throw the spinnerbait and the fluke and stuff. So I'll keep you posted later. Hey everybody, it's Mark. Back again, number 3. Got that TecBait right in his snout there. This water is crystal clear. So anything that looks like it might be a bed, I'm just kind of throwing the net by. And sometimes there's a fish there. So I don't know how well you guys can see this. The glare's too bad, but there you go. It's number 3 on the day. Just getting started. Hey guys, it's got another one. And they're all, I might say that 2, little over 2 range so far. Between 2, 2.5, 2 1/4. Nice smallies. The best one, funny, is got off. So we'll see if I can find some really big females. So I'm gonna keep looking. Later. I hope you guys will be able to see this. There's like a ton of trout swimming along through here. Like little trout. I don't know if this is gonna come out. All I see is a glare from the sun, so if there's something worth showing, I'll add it. If not, you won't see this. There's just trout after trout after trout ripping through there. Oh, and there goes a heron. Or I'm sorry, a loon. Look at that. I hope this comes out. There's a loon chasing the trout. How cool is that? I hope this comes out. That is so cool. I was wondering why they were swimming so fast. And there's the loon. I really hope that came out, because that was something I did not expect. This water is crystal clear. Oh, the loon is still here. I can see him. Like I say, I hope this comes out. He is actually eating trout. He's chasing trout around. Really hope this comes out, because this is so cool to see. He's right under the surface. There he goes. He just popped up. See him looking under there? He is eating trout and chasing them. There he goes. He's in the shallows. You can kind of see the white on him. I'll just keep filming it as long as I can see him, because this is really cool. I've never seen this before ever. A loon chasing trout in a lake. This is really awesome. I really hope it comes out that you could see him underwater. That's look really cool. I lost him. I was wondering why those trout were moving so quick, and all of a sudden that loon came up behind him, and I think he's gone. Well, I hope that came out. Later. There's the trout eater again. He's been swimming around here eating trout for the last 10 or 15 minutes. There he goes. So cool when they're under the water, this clear water. I hope you guys can see that. Hey everybody, just figured I'd check in. Catching a lot of these smallies. Some I haven't even been, filming, just one after another. But I figured I'd switch up, and I'm throwing the Game On bait. That's the Game On Bait's lure, or worm right there, just on a Ned head. And Smallie hammered it on the bed. So thanks, Brett. You can always use those for, you guys want to switch up between the Ned on for bed fishing. That worm is great too. Later. So, 2 in a row on the Game On baits more. Take a look at that. See, I like that too. So if I switch up between the net and that, it'll work. Hey guys, just checking in. Another one on the Game On Baits worm. I actually figured, let me try. I'll even try the black and blue. The black with the blue flake. So, he eats that too. Think you liked it, Brett? So, lots of smallies, shallow. Trying to find some largies, but lots of smallies are shallow. Bedding up, moving around. Mark out. Hey guys, Mark, just checking in with you. It's around noontime. Just got this one off of bed. This is one of the better ones of the day. One of the better ones of the day. They're very long bass. Put them on that Tech Ned right there. So, nice smallie. Nice smallie. I lost count of how many I was catching. Today's been really good. Obviously, you know, a lot of fish on beds, a lot of fish up shallow. But it's been neds and some of the Game On worms and spinnerbait. That's kind of it. So I'll keep you guys posted later. Hey everybody, I'll give you guys another update. It's around 1 o'clock and just got another one on TecBaits. Just Tech Ned right there. You can see it. But nice fish. Nice fish. Nice fish. I just had a really nice one on. He got off. Would have gotten a good picture of him, but jumped off by the boat. But get some nicer chunks here along this one shoreline. Later. Hey everybody, I'm back, and I hope you enjoyed the video clips. The coolest thing that I saw, and I hope you can see it, you know, well. That one video where you just see the water and me talking, and there were so many in this one little cove. There was so many trout, and they were all like, you know, probably stockers, you know, stockies, you know, 8 or 10 inches, and they were all over. First, I thought it was a school of smallies because I was throwing a jerkbait, and all of a sudden, all these fish would come up, and I was like, "What is?" And then finally, I caught one on one of Pete Stoneman's lures, his small jerkbaits. I put a smaller jerkbait on because I wanted to see what it was, and they were trout. So they must have been stocked, and they were just all hanging out. And I was kind of ignoring them and looking at beds, and I did see one big largemouth kind of swimming with them. He was by my jerkbait, but he wouldn't eat it. And so I'm filming the, you know, I said, let me film these and see how it looks. And when you first see it, I'm sure you're like, well, what are you showing me? Just the water. But you see all these trout going by, these small trout, and then all of a sudden they go fast, and then the loon comes flying up behind him and is just chasing them around, and he must have been eating trout. It was the coolest thing. I've never seen that before in my life, and it was really cool. So hope you guys enjoyed that part. So that loon was kind of around the area I was because the trout were there, and I think he was having lunch. But that was pretty cool. But another local lake up here, beautiful water, crystal clear. And smallies just everywhere on beds. Nothing huge. I would say probably the two biggest ones I caught, I didn't even get a picture of because they got off right by the boat. And they were probably in the 3 range. That was probably the biggest ones I caught. You know, most of them were that 2.5 range. And then you catch the males every now and then that were, you know, 1.5-pounders. But they were just everywhere. If it was actually a calm day and not windy, I probably would even caught more, but I lost track. You know, when you first start fishing, look, oh, let me see how many I catch today, and then when you start catching them that quick, and you see so many beds, you know, you forget, you can't keep count. But let me just show you guys what I was doing. Real simple. When I first started, you know, bed fishing or sight fishing for smallies or largemouth even, I was used to throw just a tube, especially when fish were on beds. I would just throw a white tube. With a little, you know, insert weight, you know, a 3/16 or an 1/8, something light that I could throw past the bed and then drag it into it. Years ago, I was fishing. I think it was when I was fishing with Bergen. I was fishing a tournament, and I don't know if we were up in Connecticut, if we were on Zor or Lily, and I was bed fishing. And I remember working on these 2 largemouth were on this bed, and I was working on them with a tube, and I could not catch them for anything. So I said, well, let me try this Ned. The minute I threw that Ned on near that bed, that largemouth's gills just flared out, and he nailed it. I said, that's it. I'm sold on the Ned for bed fishing. And it's been my go-to bed fishing bait ever since. And you guys know that I like the TecBaits Neds, and I especially like this cotton candy one, this pink one that Eric makes. And I was throwing that in the beginning. The fish were so aggressive, though, it didn't really matter what color. I just started with that because I had it tied on. But I caught them on the cotton candy one, this one, which I love, which I'm getting low on, Eric, so I'm going to need some more. I caught them on the, I don't know what Eric calls this. I don't know if this is a watermelon. Not sure. Baby bass, maybe, something like that. Caught them on that. Let's see. Caught them on the, like I call it watermelon candy. I think Eric might call this bluegill. Caught them on that. And I think that's the three main colors that I caught them on. But I don't, any of these probably it wouldn't have mattered. I also threw some of Brett's Game On baits. And I wanted to try out this worm that he made for me on the bed. So the first time I put this on and threw it on a bed, my line went boom, and it was a nice one. So I was like, I guess they'll eat that too. And excuse me, I just put it on a Ned head, so it's a little bigger of a bait. But I caught a ton on it. I used this one, and I don't know what these colors are. So if you guys message Brett at Game On Baits on Instagram and say those ones that Mark was throwing, he may have a name for them. I don't know what they are. I just like this style worm. This is a great finesse style worm with that, that head there, that spear, type tail. I like that. Killed him on this one, and I said, well, I got one more that he made for me, the black with the blue flake. Let's try that. Ate it too. So they would eat everything that you threw on the bed. And this box being open reeks like garlic. So if you like garlic in your bait, usually I put a little garlic in my baits. With his, I do not have to. Whew. My boat smelled all day. Now, my hands smell. But that was pretty much it, guys. It was. I don't want to say it's easy fishing. It's sight fishing in the springtime, and the fish are shallow and they're on beds. I was looking for largemouth, and I saw that one nice one. But like when I was throwing that jerkbait through that school of trout, and I see this big largemouth, like, oh, and he was going towards my jerkbait, and then he just kind of went under. So, the largemouth are not on beds yet, at least up here that I've seen. Maybe on some lakes, but the ones I've been by, they haven't been. So they're kind of in that cruising mode, and I've always found when they're in that cruising mode, they're really, I don't even bother, because they don't, usually you throw a bait by them and they take off. But that's it. So if you guys, I know some people don't like to bed fish, but when I bed fish, I catch the fish, and I take a picture of them, and I throw them right back. So they go right back to the bed. But if you guys want to, try, a finesse bait. So let's not say you're not even bed fishing, you're just finesse fishing. Try one of these TecNets. I mean, there's so many different colors, that you can have. I mean, this is just, that's one box of the TecNets that Eric made for me. And don't ask me to give you the colors, because I don't remember what they're all called. And here's some more TecNets. And actually I didn't try, I never got around to it. I never got to trying his Ned Craw, but I'm sure they would have eaten that too. I never got around to trying that. I just never got around to it. So I may get out tomorrow or Friday, depending on whichever day is a better weather day. I'm going to go out, and I'm sure the fish will, wherever lake I just choose to go to, they'll be on beds there. So I'm sure I'll be doing the same thing. I don't think it's going to change to post-spawn, in a day. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed that. My setups were, hold on. I did catch one when I first got to the lake. I'm new to the lake. I launched my boat. First time I've been to the ramp. First time I parked there. You're always a little nervous when you go to a lake for the first time. How's the ramp? Is it going to be good? Can I get my boat in and out easy? And it turned out it was fine. For someone who's lived in New Jersey all my life and fished some crappy, some lakes with some crappy ramps, this ramp was really nice. You just came on the road and just backed in, and it was nice, and it was concrete. Had a little bit of a drop down, but if you just go slow, it was fine. And it's a little shallow there, so you can, and it's all gravel, and sand, so it's easy to just push your boat out. And so I start fishing, and I look Start going down the shoreline, and it's like 6:30 in the morning, quarter to 7, and there's just boulders everywhere, rocks everywhere. So I just start throwing my spinnerbait, and I catch one. Like second cast, I'm like, oh, I guess it'll be a spinnerbait day. I never got another spinnerbait bite again. So I caught the one fish on that, and then I started seeing beds, and it's amazing how smallmouth are on beds, because it's crystal clear water, and you can see the bed obviously, and you cannot see the fish at all. They blend into that bottom so well that until the afternoon, like when I was getting ready to leave around 1:30, 2 o'clock, could you kind of see them. You could kind of see a little bit of a discoloration shadow there, and said, well, that must be the smallmouth. But they were literally invisible. You just had to throw to a bed and go, let's see if they're there, and the line would swim away, or you'd feel the bump of them hitting the bait. But these fish are invisible in this clear water, and they're invisible. So you just have to go to the bed and throw whatever bait you want to throw on there. I actually tried, sometimes when I'll throw a swim bait or a spinner bait through a bed, fish will slap at it. That didn't happen. They wanted the bait right in the bed, and something small and finessey like the Ned or the Game On trick worm there, or finesse worm. I don't want to call it a trick worm, but as I threw the Kitex around through it, nothing. It was pretty much Ned's and the finesse worm. That was it. I even threw some crankbaits, nothing. So I think they're just so locked on to beds right now. They're not chasing anything. They're just sitting there on the bed, ready to do their thing. But like I said, nothing huge. So I don't know. It's the first time I've been to the lake. That may be the size. A 3-pounder might be the big smallmouth of the lake. I don't know, but there's a ton of them, and they're fun and they're strong. You'd think, well, this is a good one. He's 2 pounds, so they're strong. And from its reputation, what I've read, it sounds like it's a good trout lake too, because it's very deep. For a 250, 300 acre lake, whatever it is, to be 100 feet in the middle, that's something. So big glacier, I guess there was a big glacier there at one time. But beautiful scenery, beautiful lake, some nice houses on the lake, very quiet, a couple other boats out. So, during the week going out there was great. But that was it. The one spinnerbait fish to start, and then Neds and finesse worms the rest of the day. That was it. That was the only thing I needed to do. I think I used one rod. And like all of us, all fishermen, we try other things to see if we can get a bite. And I fished one flat area where it was about 5 or 6 feet, big, huge flat area with, scattered boulders and rocks. And I'm thinking that, they got to hit a spinnerbait here, because the wind was blowing pretty good into that corner. Not a sniff. Then I'd come around a corner, and I'd see a bed, boom, catch a fish. So they're on beds. It's that time of the year. 63-degree water, I think by the time I left. It was a nice, beautiful day. But nice lake. So tomorrow or Friday, I'm not sure which day. I'm going to look at the weather and decide which day is better. I'm going to either try a new lake that I'm thinking of up here. I might go to one that I've been to that I was at early in the year before the fish had moved up, and see if they're spawning there. I may go over the Connecticut River. I haven't fished that yet. This season, I've never fished it in my life for bass. So up here, so I might try that. So whatever I do, I'll get as many clips as I can if I catch anything, and put them all together and show you guys and let you know what I did. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this, and enjoy everything put together, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Mark out.